Today I am going to inform you on how to take care of hermit crabs properly. Many people think hermit crabs are easy animals to take care of, that they're simple creatures that you can get for your kids, and that's just not how they are. They're very difficult creatures to actually take care of properly if you don't know what you're doing. So when I got older, I decided I wanted hermit crabs again, and I wanted to research on how to actually take care of them. So I did a lot of research, and I found out a lot that I didn't know before. So here are the basics on how to take care of a hermit crab. When you first go get your hermit crab, you want to make sure they don't have a painted shell. Painted shells are very toxic and inhumane to hermit crabs, according to crabstreetjournal.org. The second thing you want to make sure is that you get at least 2 hermit crabs, because hermit crabs, despite their name, are very social creatures. They love being with each other, they hate being alone. Next is their housing, their habitat. You want to make sure you either get coconut fiber or place sand. Kids' place sand that you'd put in a sandbox. You want to make sure it's clean, and you don't want to get the dyed, so-claimed hermit crab sand. That's not actual hermit crab sand, and it is also very toxic to them. You want to fill up their, probably about a 10-gallon tank would be best if you want at least 3, no more than 3 in a 10-gallon tank. You would want to fill it up about 6 inches deep so they have plenty of room to bury themselves in, molt, and just de-stress, because they also need to de-stress a lot after you bring them home. The temperature should be about 75 to 80 degrees, according to hermitcrabowner.com, and the humidity should be 85 to 90%. For the heating, I would recommend using heat pads. You can use heat lamps too, but they dry them out too easily, and it's not very healthy for the hermit crabs. But if you just need to get the temperature up because it's a very cold day or something, that'll be perfect for you. And for the humidity, you should use coconut fibers best, because you can use a spray bottle to spray the coconut fiber to keep it damp, and that will help keep the humidity in. I also have a mesh lid that I have on top of my 29-gallon tank, and I wrapped it in plastic to also help maintain the humidity. You also need to make sure you have plenty of shells and climbing toys. They love to have shells. You either need about the same size that they have now, or a few sizes bigger, so whenever they get done molting, they grow, and then they can have plenty of shells to trade into. They love just trading houses out and exploring new options. And then climbing toys, they love to climb. They are exceptional climbers. They will climb anything all day. For feeding, they eat about a lot of things. You can feed them fruits, veggies, and meat. I'll stay away from the commercial hermit crab food. Basically, if anything is labeled hermit crab, it's not good. So fresh fruits, fresh veggies, and meats. Cut them up into small pieces because they have very tiny bellies. They can't eat the whole lot. Trade out their food about every day. Make sure it's always fresh because they love fresh food. Also, Cuttlebone is a very great resource for calcium, which they need. And then you can basically nuts, almonds, anything. And then for the water, you'll need 2 bowls. 1 bowl filled with fresh water and 1 bowl filled with salt water. No, you cannot mix salt and water and claim that it's salt water. You have to buy the specific salt water. And the bowls have to be filled deep enough that they can climb in there and bathe if they want to, because they love to bathe. They love to get themselves wet. They love it. And you have to change out their water about every day, every 2 days. Just make sure they always have fresh water. I would recommend bathing them about every 3 weeks or so. You just get a bowl, you fill it with salt water, maybe 1 inch to half an inch, depending on how big your hermit crabs are. And make sure that they can't be submerged all the way for like too long. But just let them go, roam, they love it. And that's about all the basics for how to take care of a hermit crab properly. I don't really agree with selling hermit crabs because they're perfectly fine on the beach, wherever they live. But if you ever decide that you want to buy hermit crabs, hopefully you can learn how to take care of them properly so you can get them treat them as happy as they can be instead of them suffering in a pet store with mites and other hermit crabs, and fill a less than a 10-gallon tank that they put them in and give them the best life they can have. And that is the end. Thank you for listening to my speech.